We have had
Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening, and if you will all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing, and we'll have Councilman Thompson return our invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow as we pray. Father, we again come before your throne of grace boldly but humbly and ask for your presence tonight. Just lead us and guide us. Tonight I want to especially thank you for this council, for each member on the council. I pray that you would bless each one. Give us insight, give us wisdom, give us to know what the information, to know what to do to help the employees, to help the citizens of this city. Father, we also thank you for this past week and for a time with family that we can pause and say thank you to you for your provisions that you give us. We thank you for that. Now, Father, I pray that you'd continue to lead us and guide us now as we set the city up to provide for the citizens in this town. We thank you in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Right on. I'm sorry I didn't. Sorry, I didn't recognize you.
That's okay. Thank you.
Moving right along to our city council meeting. The first item are citizens' concerns about agenda items not on tonight's agenda. Seeing none, we'll move right along to the consent agenda. Consent agenda this evening includes the minutes of the November 13th city council meeting, claims for city operation, public authority claims, and massage therapy license renewal for Bodyworks Massage. Is there anything to be pulled by the city staff? None from the citizens. I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as introduced.
Second. Moved and seconded. Questions, clarifications, comments? Commission?
Bill Miller, keep him going. He helped my broken leg and my dislocated shoulder. Yeah.
Very good. Vote, please.
Stevens?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes.
Early?
Yes.
Mackey?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Kemp?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. On to our regular meeting agenda item number 1, demolition of 236 Shady Side.
Amber McCullough, Community and Economic Development Director. We are asking for a motion to award the bid to demolish this address to Harvey Brothers for an amount not to exceed $4,550. This property was damaged by fire, and our building official, Mark Manville, with IBTS and Fire Chief Dennis Hubbell determined that the structure was unsound and in imminent danger. We've had no luck getting the property owner to demolish the property, so we're having to take action. We collected bids, and the Harvey Brothers had the low bid.
Very good. We haven't, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. We'll need a motion to discuss. Seeing nothing from the citizens, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to award the bid to demolish 239 Shady Side Avenue to Harvey Brothers for an amount not to exceed
$4,550.
Moved and second. Questions, concerns, comments? And since I had the first question, will we have an action against the property owners or the insurance company?
We hold back a portion of the insurance for this reason. If we have to demolish, we keep it. If they take care of the problem, then they get it back.
We still have that portion?
We still have that. And if for some reason it wouldn't cover it or we wouldn't have that, then we're able to do a lien against the property if necessary.
So can you say how much that is?
The portion of the insurance? I am unsure.
Okay. Would you expect it to be $4,550?
I would say so. I think it's usually 5 or 10% of the total amount of the insurance claim.
It should be a net zero to the city.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay. That was my question. Other questions, come on?
Yeah, if not, or in situations like this, could those be attached to their taxes?
Yeah, we're able to do a lien against the property if it were to go over the amount that we hold back.
So there's 2 other properties. There's another fire property, or property that had a fire. that we are currently working through a similar process. We're also working through another property that has more or less been deemed unfit, and that notice has gone out for that individual to also remove that property or do something with it to bring it back up to code. In instances where we're not, the state of Kansas allows a city to collect the insurance. There's a percentage of that, I think it's 10%. So the city holds that money until such time as the building has either been removed or it's been rectified in some way. In instances where we're dealing with a code compliance issue or like a nuisance type of issue, it goes through kind of a condemnation sort of proceeding at that point, in which case then we would take the property, notice, do all the requirements legally, and then bring something forward to you all to award a contract to bring the property down, in which case then we would attach it back to their taxes. So it would be the same thing, 10% lien on their property that would be payable at the time that their taxes are due. A lot there, but it's a very kind of complicated process as far as this is all goes, but I just want you to be aware that we're trying to be a little bit more diligent with regard to some of the derelict properties that have come about in the last little while.
This is just an, sorry. Is it an absentee owner?
What'd you ask?
Is it absentee owner?
Since the fire, we haven't had any luck with contacting them. They're
Was it owner occupied, do you know?
owner occupied.
Or was it a rental property?
Yeah, was it a rental?
It was occupied at the time, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was occupied.
But was it the owner or was it a tenant?
That I couldn't tell. I thought she just said occupied.
Was the
I'm
owner?
sorry. So the
Sorry.
question I've got is just out of curiosity, since those are attached units, and I'm assuming it's just part of that, just the one unit that's coming down there, but 2 resident townhomes?
Yeah, so
How does that affect the other home?
It's a single home, isn't it?
This one is.
this is, so there was another fire, several fires in the last little while. That one that you're referring to was a townhome duplex.
Right.
My understanding with that property is that they are trying to make repairs on that side to make it habitable. This property on Shady side was a fire that occurred almost a year ago, beyond a year ago. And it was a fire that I believe occurred in the Chimney area. So that's, so we're talking about 2 different properties.
Okay, I thought the Shady side was the one in the cul-de-sac down there, but it isn't.
That's
Spring, yeah.
Okay. That was what was on it, okay. That's it.
Nothing for me.
There's an excessive amount of difference between those 2 bids. Is that usual? It's just, it happens. Okay, yeah.
I was going to ask, trying to think, we asked the one we were talking about earlier, how much notice was given to the owners, residents, and/or people? Do you know for certain?
This one had quite a few times that we were trying to contact the owner, more than was actually necessary.
Legally
since this
necessary.
fire occurred so long ago.
Okay, gotcha.
So we'll send out notices, we send out letters with returns on them as well to try to get a response.
So they've had well over 90 days, I presume then? Okay.
Over here.
Okay, cool. That's what I want to check on. All right, thank you.
Anything else?
No, nothing.
We
Questions?
had over 90 days because it was only August, September, October, November.
That was for the bids.
Oh, for the bids.
No, it says damage by
It's by
fire on August 30th,
30th.
2018.
So they haven't had 90 days.
When would we be proceeding with that? Because I know that, the reason I ask is because of the insurance checks and working that stuff out. I know that it normally takes at least 90. I mean, so I'd like to be
Yeah, because there's a lot
respectful.
of the demo permits and some requirements with that will have to take place. Not just coordinating a time to take the building down is an effort in and of itself. So it'll be a matter of, a few weeks, a month.
Do they still have any type of, hey, we're going to do it ourselves, we've got another option, or like if we say it today, then it's nixed and they have no other options?
I think that if, again, the intent is to remove the building because it's being done today, so time
Yeah.
is of the essence.
Okay.
You know, if there was an opportunity to try to bring this building back up to standard, you know, that's something obviously we've been trying to
Yeah.
complete for some time, but, you know, if somebody came in, obviously we would try to work with them as best as we could, but as soon as we get notice to the contractor that we're proceeding.
Yeah, we need to move forward with it.
Done.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Has it been emptied of contents, or do they have material possessions still there? Do we know?
I'm not aware of what is all within.
So if it goes, it all goes?
Yeah. I mean, the building, my understanding has been secured, you know, from the standpoint that anything that's in there is probably determined not to be of value to anybody.
Other questions, concerns, comments? Seeing none, vote please.
Curley,
Yes.
Shannon,
Yes.
Stephen,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Kip,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Very good. On to reports. Our first report, city managers.
Just within my report, just wanted to point out there are a lot of events coming up around the community, starting with the Candy Cane Christmas and Mayor's Tree Lighting is coming up on December 1st. Again, I have this somewhat listed within here, but we've got a lot of events in the community, so breakfast with Santa as well as Santa's Little Helpers. A new thing that we're doing through the Parks and Rec Department is a candy cane hunt. That information on here as well. That's December 1st. There's going to be pictures with the Grinch, you know, a whole host of fun activities for the family. So get out there and enjoy that. And then also just wanted to let everybody know that the weather has resulted in our garbage being delayed for at least a day. So again, we put this information out there, but due to that inclement weather, commercial trash and recycling is going to be delayed this week by probably a day for those folks to get out there. And with that being said, just want to take a moment to thank all the Public Works employees, everybody that was out, public safety included, yesterday and still today. We were out for several hours last night and through today, and we'll be out the remainder of tomorrow too, trying to clear out the snow. So the city received a lot of compliments with regards to what we were able to do. Again, this was an interesting snow event for you very quickly. Depending on what kind of snow comes down, there's different types. The issue with this one is that it becomes so wet that you're shoveling out your sidewalk or your driveway, you probably would have noticed it was a little heavier. That has a certain amount of impact in terms of what we can do on the plows in terms of pushing that type of weight. So again, I just want to thank those employees that have been working on that. Thank the community for their patience as we clean up the blizzard of 2018. That concludes my report.
Winter Storm Doug.
There you go.
Bruce. Thank you very much. We'll start with city council items. We'll start down here, sir.
Had several comments about the striping on the streets, looks good, and a lot of people seem to appreciate it out on 134th Street in particular, and so, thank you, looks good.
Actually, that's the area I was going to touch. On the October 22nd meeting, when we passed that for the striping, one of the places for new striping was something I'd always kind of advocated for, and that was a dedicated right turn lane on Commercial Drive at K7 Kansas Avenue. But they never striped that, did they?
Not to my knowledge. Yeah. I think part of that is some coordination efforts that need to go into doing that with KDOT. But also it's a contractor timing too. Obviously, we lucked out with getting this contractor in here when we did, evident by the fact that it was very difficult to put striking down right now. So I can double check on that, kind of figure out where that's at. I just know that there's some additional work that we still need to do that will probably go into next year. But we just want to make sure that we're.
Okay, so it hasn't been completely disregarded or
No,
dismissed?
like I said, I'll double check, 'cause like, there was some cooperation that we needed with KDOT to ensure that that was going to be okay with them to put that there, so.
Okay.
Nothing? Well, great. This may be a short meeting, but one of the things I did want to, like you made mention, the striping is a welcome addition. It's hard to see when it's covered up with snow, but it's great to enjoy while it was happening.
Thanks to Public Works, it's not covered up by snow anymore.
Not covered up by snow anymore. And then I did get a compliment this evening on our snow removal. They thought the snow impacted just about everywhere, but they thought it was less of a problem in Bonner Springs than it was other places. So,
Good.
although they didn't like the snow, they thought it wasn't as bad as other places. I don't know how you say it. The STEP enforcement campaign, I was glad to see that was going on here. We're participating in that. I can only imagine that had a big impact on our community. Do you have any idea how much of an impact?
I haven't gotten numbers yet. Usually what they do is because this is more of a broader campaign that we're part of, we submit some of those numbers and get all those things back through that, but I will likely have that in my next financial report.
Had an opportunity to drive from here to Dayton, Ohio over the holiday weekend, and I can pretty much assure you that whole DUI as well as the occupant restraint enforcement and speed concerns were enforced quite a bit between here and there. So not that I was aware of it because of this. I was aware of it ahead of time and was not able to go anything but the speed limit. Maybe a mile or two. I'm not an angel.
Didn't want any more points, huh?
Yeah, there's something with the cruise control. Yeah, the cruise control, just a mile or two. I don't know if that's actually the speed I'm going, but. Again, please, anyone who'd like to ride in the parade on December 1st, you're more than welcome to. You have signs up there, and we'll have plenty of places for the signs to fit. If you want to ride with me, you're welcome to, and we'll put all the signs on the side of whatever. So you're welcome to. I had a nice opportunity to participate in the mayor's prayer breakfast. I don't know if that was since the last time or not, but then we also had the Wyandotte Johnson County Mayor's Council meet, and are looking. That was an interesting meeting. We had a lot of information given on the new freight terminal down in between Gardner and Edgerton, and so that's impacting a lot. We had a nice retreat with the Wyandotte County Economic Development Council, which I sit on the board with the other mayors, and no surprises in the goals and objectives of that group. They continue to work on a lot of different areas of economic development, which we participate in too. We have our own economic development test that it's valuable to Bonner Springs to continue to look out for our own best interests, but they have a lot of resources available to us and help in a lot of different areas too. So it's good to have that connection. Other than that, that's the majority of the activities I had over the last 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, I guess. Any questions for me? Seeing none, we would like to go into a executive meeting, and I guess I can make the motion. I'll go ahead and make a motion to go into executive session to discuss real property pursuant to the exception for preliminary discussions relating to the acquisition of real property, KSA 75-4319B6. Open meeting will resume in the council chamber at how many minutes?
We'll need somebody else to make a motion.
Oh,
I move that we go.
you can, at what time?
15 minutes is fine. So,
The open meeting will resume, with the open meeting to resume in the council chamber at 10 after 8 PM.
Second.
So moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Wood?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes.
Stevens?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Gurley?
Yes.
Kip?
Yes.
Mackey?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Thank you. See you.